Welcome to the Kingswood Regional High School graduation. Please bow your heads as we join in prayer. Dear God, thank you for this day of celebration. Thank you for this new chapter of each of our lives. Thank you for the support of our parents, our teachers, our coaches, our staff, and loved ones who have guided us through our high school experience. You give peace beyond understanding and joy that is never ending. You are a firm foundation, a rock on which we can stand and not be shaken. When we fall, when we fail, your love for us never changes. You give strength when we are weak. You give comfort when we are lonely. Lord, in your scripture, you make it clear that you desire a relationship with us, where we can share the deepest thoughts of our hearts. As it says in Matthew 7:7-8, ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be opened. God, we ask for resilience for the plans you have set before us. Make clear your purpose for each of our lives. Give each of my classmates a deep understanding of your love and grace for them. My prayer for them today and in the years to come is from Numbers 6:24-26. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Say it together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Love you, Mom.
Hello, everybody. It's not often I sing the national anthem in front of this many people, so don't throw any tomatoes. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you, everybody.
kind of awful at public speaking, so I hope this goes well. But welcome, friends and family of this year's graduating class of 2023. I think we should all give a moment to appreciate the parents and guardians who have put up with 12 years of extremely annoying last-minute preparations for school events and class projects, like my mom, who has probably made enough brownies to last 10 lifetimes in these 12 years, and I'm sure she's not alone. Although we are all the class of 2023, we're all following our own paths, which I think is amazing. There are so many different loves, passions, beliefs, and accomplishments that we, 160 kids, give or take a few, want to achieve. We're all going down our own path, and there's something about this that makes me hopeful and happy. If you went to baccalaureate this last Sunday, you might remember my good friend Will Denay's speech, in which he said, "You don't want to hear about my high school memories because they aren't yours, and your high school memories aren't mine, because we are all different people." And I agree with him wholeheartedly. We are not the same, but we've all experienced high school. We've all been in classes we didn't want to be in, and been in situations we wish we could erase from our memory. But I'm sure in these 4 years, we've also found something we're passionate about, something that makes our heart race. My advice is to go for it. Go for whatever it is that causes that feeling like your chest is going to burst from excitement. Whether it's a person or an aspiration, go for it. It's something I've heard and you've heard countless times, but I still don't always follow it, and I'm sure others are the same way. And that's because there's risks. I'm scared that if I go for it, I might lose something I have now, or something I could have had. I'm a 17-year-old emotional kid who often lets his emotions cloud his judgment, so take this with a grain of salt. But I do not see the point of saying we're alive if we're not free. I don't mean the freedom of being rich enough to travel the world and go wherever you want. I mean the personal freedom that comes with being true to the life that you want to live. I don't see how it's possible to be happy with our lives if we don't have that personal freedom. As much as my friends would tell you that in the past, my one goal would be to be filthy rich, because I'm a pretty big fan of money, my one true goal would be that personal freedom, would be that personal freedom. I advise that goal of getting personal freedom to be on your guys' list too, because I'm sure if you can get that, everything else will fall into place.
Well, good evening. My name is Jack Widmer, and I'm chairman of the Governor Wentworth Regional School Board. And it's my honor to be here with you this evening to present the awards to the 2 top gold scholars for this year. But before I do that, I would like to ask Principal Guy Donnelly to join me on the stage. I want to take a few minutes to honor Principal Donnelly, who is retiring after 27 years of service to the Governor Wentworth Regional School District. For the past 14 years, Guy has led Kingswood Regional High School as principal. He has been an exceptional leader, not just during times of success, but especially while navigating great challenges, of which there have been many during his tenure. Guy has served Kingswood Regional High School with great integrity, steadfast confidence, and always with a heart for the students. He will never have to wonder if he have left his mark. As I look around today, and I know without a doubt that he has. On behalf of the Governor Wentworth Regional School Board and the entire Kingswood community, I want to thank you, Guy, for all that you have given to our district.
Wasn't expecting this by any means. We're here to celebrate our graduates, and I just want to say thank you. It's been an amazing ride, and this is a great school, great district, and we have amazing students here, and let's celebrate them today. Thank you.
And now our top scholars. Our Kingswood Scholar Program recognizes students who have distinguished themselves not only academically, but also in the contributions they have made to their communities and their high school. All our scholars earning designations as green and white, silver, or gold students are in good standing, having met high academic standards and extracurricular involvement. Our gold scholars challenge themselves academically obtaining a minimum grade point average of 3.4, take on school and community leadership roles, and obtain strong SAT scores. They enroll in honors level classes and take a minimum of 3 advanced placement classes or 2 advanced placement classes, along with rigorous junior-senior honor programs. Gold Scholars also participate in a minimum of 2 extracurricular activities. Each year, our top scholars are selected based on points from all of these categories. This year, our Gold Scholars have taken an impressive total of 56 advanced placement and honors courses. They also collectively have 31 leadership, team, and club activities to their credit. Our Gold Scholars have worked very, very hard demonstrating strong leadership and exemplary citizenship, and we are all very proud of them. It is now my pleasure to present the award to our second-ranking Gold Scholar, Tristan Tejas. Tristan, will you join me on stage? Congratulations, Tristan.
Thank you.
Stay here for a second. Our highest-ranking Gold Scholar for the class of 2023 is Tyler Okala. Tyler, will you please come forward? Tyler, congratulations. Thank you. Each of our scholars will be addressing the senior class, and Tristan will be our first speaker this evening. Tristan.
Surprise, Mom. Welcome, family, friends, educators, administrators, and of course, my fellow 2023 graduates. I would like to thank the Kingswood administration for giving me the opportunity to speak with you all this afternoon. Mr. Donnelly told me that this speech should be about 8 minutes long. Fortunately for all of us, I'm not being graded on the length of this essay, so expect something brief. Today is a strange time for us all. Right now, we stand in between 2 chapters. We have our child and young adulthood years behind us, and before us is this next chapter called life. Whether you were ready for it or not, it's here, and we've worked hard to get to it. We've spent countless hours on homework that sometimes never made sense. Some of us worked in groups with people we did not get along with. We procrastinated and hoped that the work would disappear, like I did with the speech. We stressed and begged for due date extensions. Mr. Donnelly said I couldn't get one for this. And we were kicked from Google Meets. Also, we worked late into the night just to get back up at dawn. Through all this, we have persevered and grown, and now we are here for our 10 seconds of fame as we walk across the stage. But we could not have gone to this point alone. So, to our families, thank you for always being there for us. You dragged us out of bed in the morning. You brought us back and forth to every game and practice. You chaperoned our field trips. You helped us with our homework, and even stayed calm when we said you were doing it wrong. You were there when we made mistakes, and you helped us through them. Most of all, you put up with our constant complaining. I know we sometimes forget that you have lives outside of our own, and we occasionally take our stress out on you, but I can say that we appreciate all that you've done for us. To our teachers, thank you for showing up these past 4 years. Seeing how hard we struggled during COVID, I can't imagine how hard it was for all of you. You've done so much more than what is required and expected of you. You've made tremendous impacts in many of our lives. At some points, you felt even more like a friend than a teacher. We might not remember everything that we learned here, but we will always be able to look back at the fun times we had in class. I'm sorry, Mr. Fuller, I might not be able to describe the difference between meiosis and mitosis, but at least I can remember how excited you were when someone found a water bear under the microscope. And when you cut me from the golf team. We will all remember Ms. DeCarmo and Ms. Jacobs' amusing hand gestures and sound effects. We will remember Ms. Straz and Ms. Pham's sister-like friendship, Ms. Nealer's excited dancing the day before the AP exam, and some of us will remember going to Mr. Place every time we needed a school chaperone, knowing he would somehow be going to another wedding. Those are just a few of the amazing educators that I've gotten the opportunity to learn from this year, or over these past 4 years. As well, we owe a great deal of thanks to our class advisors, Ms. Logan and Ms. Livernois. They sacrificed so much of their time for us to help us with all our events. And I hope you don't cry too much today, Ms. Logan. Finally, I would like to thank Ms. Crane, who works relentlessly behind the scenes for all of us. She's helped me greatly throughout these past 4 years, and I'm not sure how I'll be able to manage without her next year. So thank you, Ms. Crane. We really appreciate you. Now, before I finish speaking, I want to encourage my classmates to keep up their hard work, no matter what direction they are heading in. Okay. I also want to urge them to do everything they can to protect their relationships. Life moves fast, so it's important to have a good group of people next to you as we all try to manage our way through it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow graduates, families, friends, and faculty members, thank you all for being here this evening. You know, it's not every day that you graduate high school. This once-in-a-lifetime event is kind of a big deal. We've spent the last 4 years together preparing for today. Between us, we've eaten hundreds of slices of WG pizza, world's greatest, wicked good, whole grain. We've taken around 5,000 final exams, and we've listened to about 1.7 million school bells. Trust me, I've done the math. We've endured countless late nights, followed by particularly tiring A blocks as a result. All of this time, all of this effort, for 4 straight years, only to get this big, flappy gown and a piece of paper with my name on it. No, it's great, though. You should expect a pretty sweet Instagram post following tonight. Of course, we wouldn't be here without our teachers. As much as we would like to think we did this all by our sweet and independent selves, we would not do jack squat without them. So I'd like to take a minute to thank some of my many teachers who have helped me through my long and tiresome academic quest. Thank you, Mrs. Straz, for teaching me how to use a semicolon, and for editing this speech. Thank you, Mr. Place, for convincing me that AP Calc was a good idea, because there's nothing better than a year-long math class. Thank you, Mrs. Neeler, for a year-long math class. Thank you, Mrs. DeCarmo, for an amazing experience with our current issues class, and thank you, Mr. Myers, for not being too upset when I didn't take yours instead. And of course, thank you, Mr. Fuller, for keeping us busy with AP Biowork until like Tuesday or Wednesday. Really appreciated that. All jokes aside, though, I truly do appreciate all of the teachers I've had throughout my time at Kingswood. They've helped guide me in the right direction towards my goals, and I wouldn't be nearly as successful without all of them. I suppose I should cover a few more thank yous while I'm on the topic. Thank you, Mom, for proofreading my essays late at night, even when neither of us wanted to be awake. Thank you, Dad, for making my lunch all through elementary school. I don't know anyone who can make a better bologna sandwich than you. And thank you, Alexis, for being my co-pilot every day for the past couple years. Great DJ, by the way. To all my friends and family, and everyone else who have supported me along this journey, thank you. You mean the world to me. I know that I speak for my classmates when I say that we could not have gotten this far alone, so let's give it up for all the parents, grandparents, guardians, siblings, cousins, friends, and teachers for all they've done for us. All right, now that we have the formalities out of the way, let's get to the fun part, the meat of the graduation speech sandwich. The anecdotes, the words of wisdom, and assorted cliches that typically dominate a graduation speech. Boy, would it have been easy to throw in 3, maybe 4 paragraphs about my writing process and how I didn't know what I wanted to talk about, so I had AI write some speeches for me. They all sucked, by the way. So there I was writing all 8 minutes of this bad boy by myself again. Throughout my experience at Kingswood, there's a few things that stand out as the backbone to my success. Determination, grit, a positive attitude, and a little bit of trust that everything will work itself out. It's a tried and true method for surviving high school, and I don't personally plan on abandoning it now. I think we all know one of the biggest challenges our class has faced in our years here at 396 South Main. It's only created inconveniences and taken away from our already precious time. I know how frustrating it was for me to deal with, but with some grit and determination, we all survived it. In case it's not obvious, the circumstances I'm referring to are the infamous bathroom closed due to vandalism lockings that have been plaguing our community over the past couple of years. Of course, that's only one of many things, both big and small, that challenged us during our journey through high school. Balancing our social lives with work and school? That definitely wasn't easy for everyone. Remote learning. Having only one full normal year of high school? Those things had serious impacts on our time here. Waking up every morning with the weight of knowing we were undefeated homecoming hallway champions? I mean, come on, people, that really does something to you. One of my favorite fictional characters, Ted Lasso, gave us some wisdom on the matter. He said, "Taking on a challenge is a lot like riding a horse, isn't it? If you're comfortable while you're doing it, you're probably doing it wrong." What I'm trying to say, though, is that we all overcame these challenges. We are the embodiment of grit, perseverance, and determination. And we are uncomfortably riding this horse off into the sunset. Man, what a journey, though. A journey. I've referred to our high school experience as this a couple times already, because that's what it is, right? Yes, school is about learning. We focus on getting through material for a few months, and then test on it at the end of the class. I know that there's some things that I learned in the classroom that I will carry with me for a long time, like how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, that the sacking of Constantinople was in 1453, and that pi is both a number and a delicious dessert. But these things are insignificant in comparison to what we learned about ourselves. That's what the past 4 years have really been about. It's about our growth and everything we've overcome. Each and every one of us have had our own journey, our own experiences, and we've all grown in one way or another. 4 years ago, I stood before many of you to give one of the brief 8th grade promotion speeches. I remember that I was called in as the last line of defense after the first choice speaker from my team turned down the offer. So, with much hesitation, I said yes. I vividly remember a scrawnier, more awkward version of myself standing on stage wearing a button-up t-shirt that was definitely too big. I was beet red in the face and sweating profusely. I've grown, though. That same shirt fits me now. I'm much more comfortable up on stage, and I think the jokes that I've told are maybe a little bit less awkward. Unfortunately, I'm still pretty sweaty. You just can't tell because I'm wearing the gown. But all this to say, this is a full circle moment for me. I'm able to use it to look back and reflect on how much I've grown as a person. I encourage all of you, my fellow graduates, to take some time and look back and reflect on your journeys. How have you grown? Each of us have had our own experiences, so what was most meaningful to you? Tony Stark once said, "Part of the journey is the end." Our journey here together, as the class of 2023, is over. But our personal journeys, what do we do from here? They're just beginning. So when you walk off this stage with your diploma in hand, remember everything you've overcome. Remember to keep facing your everyday challenges with the same grit and same determination that you've had over the past 4 years. Remember how far you've come and how far you can still go. Thank you all for being such a lovely audience. Congrats to the class of 2023, and may the force be with you.
are places I'll remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better, some have gone, and some remain. All these places had been with love to in my life I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life I love you more, though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life I love you more. In my life I love you more. Let's go, Logan.
Mrs. Diane Foley is a woman who believes that family is of the utmost importance. She is a mother of 5 children: Jim, Michael, John, Katie, and Mark. Diane worked as a community health nurse and nurse practitioner for many years. Growing up, Jim, Diane's oldest child, was an adventurous kid who attended Carpenter Elementary School as well as Kingswood Regional High School. Throughout his schooling, Jim was an involved student. He was a member of the National Honor Society as well as the soccer team. He was always known as a friendly face in the community. As he moved on from Kingswood, his desire to help others only strengthened. Jim became a committed educator and mentor, helping those in his community, just like his mother. Eventually, Jim became a conflict journalist and spent time in both Libya and Syria. And as any mother would be, Diane was nervous that her child was venturing into a war zone. Diane cherished the time she had with Jim when he would return home. However, when Jim was captured in Syria in November of 2012 and executed by ISIS 2 years later in August of 2014, Diane felt called to action and became what she considers to be an accidental activist for Americans held hostage in foreign countries.
Less than a month after the tragic death of her son, Diane Foley founded and continues to run the James W. Foley Legacy Foundation that advocates for the safe return of American hostages and freelance conflict journalists. Her ordinary life was flipped upside down as she became a freedom fighter for those wrongfully detained and even a creator of reforms and governmental support to make sure what happened to her son never has to happen to another family again. She made a choice. She took the hate and horror she faced and turned it into her chance to give back to the world and to protect and support other families that were in need of guidance just like she once was. She truly believes that when someone shows hate, it is the lowest place someone can be, and we as a society can help them change a little bit at a time. She continues to advocate for mercy, and reflected this when she faced the 2 men who murdered her son. She fought for those men to not face the death penalty, so they could live with the fact that Jim still lives on. Diane Foley's perseverance and strong commitment towards her work of sharing Jim's legacy of moral courage, mercy, and everlasting kindness has made her a global leader and advocate for U.S. nationals wrongfully detained across the world. But more personally, for those of us who have had the pleasure to meet her and talk to her in person, Miss Foley reminds us that we are bound to each other through our shared humanity, that caring for one another requires courage and a moral compass, and that love is always more powerful than hate. It is our pleasure to introduce to you to the class of 2023 commencement speaker, Miss Diane Foley.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mariah, Marcella, and class of 2023. Thank you for inviting me to speak tonight. It is such an honor to be here at Kingswood High School. Our 2 oldest sons, Jim and Michael, proudly graduated from Kingswood in 1992 and 94. But I want to talk to you, dear graduates, and I want to ask you what you want from life. 31 years ago, our oldest son, James Wright Foley, was in your shoes. He was not sure what he wanted to do in the world, but he was excited and eager, as you are, to get started. So I'm here tonight to challenge you to use your talents and intellect to become the very best version of yourself, just as our son Jim challenged me. So what do you want from your life? Many of you Kingswood graduates have seen the film Jim, the James Foley Story, so you know that our son Jim was an ordinary person, just like each of us. He had hopes and dreams like all of you, all of us. But I would like to challenge each of you to consider your answers to 5 questions that may help you think what you may want from your life. My first question for you, dear graduates, is what really matters to you? Material things are very important in our secular society. We all need certain things to live and thrive. What you choose to do for work and pleasure matters. But who you are and who you become as a person is the most important of all. What intangible things matter to you? What will make you eager to get up every day? I love being a mother. Despite many sleepless nights, our firstborn son Jim was a true delight. He was such a joy he made me forget the exhaustion of his first year of life. Jim began teaching me to love from the moment he arrived. Learning to love has mattered to me. But what matters to you? What kind of person are you, and what do you hope to become? My second question is, what makes you happy? Please think about it. What makes you sing out loud? What makes you laugh or gives you really deep joy or satisfaction? Be alert to notice those things, because your happiness may show you what you're called to be or become. As a teenager, I worked as a nurse's aide in our local hospital and babysat a lot. Though hard work, I noticed that caring for the sick and for children made me happy. They helped me find the joys of nursing and parenting. Jim found joy in people. He had the most diverse and authentic group of friends wherever he lived. He would tell me that everyone has a story. He truly enjoyed listening and drawing out that story. But what about you? What makes you happy? Treasure the friendships you've made here at Kingswood. Stay close to those who give you joy and who challenge you to be the best person you can be. We need each other. We cannot live alone. So encourage each other and help each other to achieve your dreams. Resist the very transitory high of drugs and alcohol and aspire to what is going to give you long-lasting happiness, like trusted friends and giving to others. And don't be afraid to dream. Now is your time for dreams. What do you want from your life? Listen to what makes your heart sing. Listen to your dreams and go for it. My third question is, what makes you sad? I personally think violence and deep hatred towards others is the saddest of all. Disagreements are inevitable, but try to forgive and listen to other points of view, because you will grow wiser and avoid the pain of resentments and estrangements. I watched Jim become more and more committed to becoming a truth seeker and giving voice to those suffering in war zones as a freelance journalist. I could tell that the suffering he was witnessing compelled him to continue reporting to the world, that we might become aware and be moved to compassion. I was shocked and devastated when Jim was so brutally murdered. But I was determined to find ways to right the wrongs we had experienced and to keep his spirit of hope, moral courage, and goodness alive. Please consider the possibility of a higher power that will enable you to become the very best version of yourself. My faith in God has helped me fight my despair, and the memory of Jim's spirit has challenged me to establish the James Foley Legacy Foundation to advocate for freedom for all Americans taken hostage abroad and to promote journalist safety worldwide. Dear graduates, do expect that life will challenge you. You too will have setbacks, disappointments, and losses. Expect them. But please resist despair, self-centeredness, resentment, and anger, which will only lead to unhappiness. Forgiving yourself and others is essential, since none of us are perfect. Instead, find those reasons to be grateful. Be grateful for your good teachers, coaches, family, friends, and all the things in your life. Each and every day for the rest of your life, you will have a choice to bring good into the world or not. Your daily choices of kindness, understanding, and forgiveness of others will bring healing and hope to counter the sadness in your personal lives, our country, and the world. My fourth question is, what would you change if you could? What injustices, sadness, or misery bothers you the most? Your answer may give you a purpose, a reason for being. Helping families with loved ones held hostage and promoting journalist safety through the Foley Foundation has been healing for me. Jim pondered the meaning of life and once said, "For some reason I have physical courage, but that's nothing compared to moral courage. If I don't have the moral courage to challenge authority, to write about things that might have reprisals on my career, if I don't have that moral courage, we don't have journalism." Jim found his purpose in witnessing the Syrian struggle for freedom and telling us their stories. And my final question for you is, what single word do you most identify with? What is your word? What do you aspire to? What do you want from your life? You have the power to make such a difference for good in this world. So I challenge you to use the gifts you've been given. Use this education you've completed and the freedom you have as young Americans. Use it all for good. Our world desperately needs each of you to become the best version of yourself. So challenge yourself to be kinder, work harder, love more. Dare to care deeply about yourself and others. Dare to bring hope into the world. Dare to be bold and think big. Dare to be merciful and forgiving of others and yourself. I wish you the hope and strength to pick yourself up when you're discouraged or disappointed or hurt. Persevere. Just keep trying. May each of you have the moral courage to choose to make our world a better place. Our country and world desperately needs you, your gifts, your goodness, and your compassion. You truly are our hope for the future. Thank you all. God bless you.
Mariah Akins. Lillian Allard. Lucas Allard. Maria Alvarez Pabon. Angel Ames. Joseph Ames. Sydney Armstrong. Casey Arsenal. Mark Avery. Alexis Bartlett. Anna Burley. Anthony Bolio. Natalie Bedard. Langston Bellington. Carly Bennett. Amelia Bickford. Kendra Blaisdell. Savannah Donovitz. Gianna Borelli. Aiden Brierly. Aslan Brown. Austin Brulot. Matthew Birch. Cameron Cardinal. Braden Cash. Dawson Champy. Corbin Cheney. Michelle Chiracoop. Kirsten Chittenden. Katie Clegg. Dylan Campagna. Keats Corson. Miles Cody. Carolyn Curria. Emily Curl. Emma Damon. William Dene. Megan Dearborn. Anton DeFranza. Stephen DeFranza Jr. Bailey DeLeon Perez. Greg DeLuca. Anthony Doan. Christopher Dodier. Craig Doherty. Amber Dolliver. Lillian Durrett. Zachary Ferris. Margot Farrell. Mary Futtermeyer. Annalise Foss. Abigail Fournier. Carly Fox. Palmer Gary. Ollie Gothier. Elizabeth Rose Brennan. Connor Goulden. Skylar Hammes. Tyler Hasty. Abigail Heald. Gabriel Hibbard. Camden Hobbs. Justin Hood. Lena Hooper. Jonathan Hossack. Brody Hool. Connor Hurlbert. Sarah Hyde. Matthew Jacobs. Kate Jenkins. Jessica Jesus. Trevor Jesus. Aiden Johnson. Austin Johnson. Dylan Jordan. Jesslyn Cajun. Cameron Keene. Elizabeth Kelly. Haley Kelly. Owen Kelly. Taryn Kelly. Leah King. Kyle Krudalek. Miriam Lambert. Hadley Larson. Malaya Levine. Jacob Lear. Dylan Leonard. Natalie Lociato. Elora Logan. Ashley Long. Timothy Lucia. Lauren McPhee. Carissa Marique. Nevaeh Martin. McLean. Ryan McNevich. David Carter. Kevin. Ella Reserve. Mason Mills. Hunter Monroe. Kevin Mugford. Mason Murray. Maggie Oblinas. Ginger O'Neill. Gabrielle Oliveira. Sophia Oliveira. Tyler Okla. Ashley Palmer. Sarah Parascos. Ritu Patel. Tegan Perkins. Hannah Petit. Kyle Place. Lauren Prescott. Hannah Rafe Snyder. Marcus Renone. Braden Raposa. Hannah Richings. Melissa Roach. Tucker Rogers. Caleb Russo. Dante Santerre. Ella Santulli. Riley Saxby. Michael Schwartz. Peyton Seegers. Kylie Sellers. Gracie Smith. Lucas Snyder. Owen Souza. Adam St. Jean. Hannah Swenson. Shaw Swinnerton. Tristan Tajas. Heaven Tebow. Aiden Thompson. Cassandra Tinker. Julia Tremblay. Adriana Trent. Noah Turner. Caitlin Vasco. Dawson Waxsmith. Michael Wainwright. Alexis Walbridge. Jacob White. Wyatt White. Tyler Williams. James Yarling. Cameron Yates. Christos Zavis. Paul Costello Jr. Marcella Donito. Superintendent Arkillian, as principal of Kingswood Regional High School, I certify to you that all seniors who have received a diploma here this evening have either met or exceeded all expectations set forth by the state of New Hampshire and the Governor Wentworth Regional School Board.
Thank you, Principal Donnelly. I approve your certification, and I pronounce the class of 2023 graduates of high school. Congratulations, all of our students.
Alright, I know this is the most annoying part of the night, but if I could just have your attention for one more moment. Thank you all for joining us in celebrating the class of 2023. Class, you have worked so hard, put in so much time and effort to make it to this moment today, and I know when you leave, you will do great things. As we close on this era of our lives, I'd like to leave you with a quote by Harriet Tubman. She says, "Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and change the world." Congratulations, class of 2023. We did it.